divorced commits adultery. Jesus was saying that, yes, there is a way to get divorced, but even when you do, there's still sin in that. That's not how it was designed. It was designed to be a man and a woman married together for always. Okay? Does that mean that you should stick around in an abusive relationship? No, it does not. Okay? Things do not always go the way God wants them to go. Okay? They do follow his plan. Right? His plan is for good things, but we're allowed free will. So, since you're allowed free will, that means you can make bad choices. That means you can do bad things. And you will get punished for that. You will find natural punishment for that. In the natural. Okay? So we'll keep going from there. And that's starting in Matthew 5:33. Again, I have heard it said by the ancients, you shall not swear falsely, but shall fulfill your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot change one hair, white or black, but let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. For whatever is more than these comes from the evil one. So anything more that you say than yes or no, put your phones away. Anything more that you say than yes or no is from the evil one. What is it? What comes from the evil one? What comes from the evil one? Who is the evil one?
Bad decisions.
Satan.
Did you say Baptists?
No, bad decisions.
Bad decisions, yeah. No. We're not going to pick on the Baptists or the Catholics. Okay, so the evil one would be the devil, would be Satan. Okay, but if you say, I swear to God, I'm telling the truth. Okay, he's saying, don't do that. That's not yours. God's not yours to swear by. You can't control God. Okay? He says, don't swear by heaven. Don't swear by earth, because that's not yours either. That's God's as well. So if you can't swear by God and you can't swear by earth, well, I'm going to swear by my own head. Or I swear on my mother. Okay? If you've ever heard anybody say something like that, like I swear on my mother's grave, like this is this and that's that.
Yeah.
What are you even saying? What are you even saying by that? You can't change your mother. You're not promising off your mother. You're not betting your mother. Okay? You could. I mean, if you were willing to sell your mother into slavery on account of your promise of it being right, like I swear on my child, I swear on my child's life that this is the case.
Swear on your own life.
No, don't swear on your own life, because that's not yours either. It all belongs to God. Everything under heaven is God's. So don't swear by it. When you say yes, let it mean yes. Be as if it's yes. Okay? Because, hey, when you say something and you say, I'm going to do it, and they're like, I need you to swear. I'm not going to swear, but you just trust me that I'm going to do it. And then when you do it, they'll have faith in you.
What if they still don't trust you?
Then they're not going to trust you whether you swear or not. But don't swear by something that's not yours. You can say, hey, look, I'm going to do it. If I don't, you can have this thing I got. If you really, really wanted to, if you had to. If you were making a contract with somebody, you would do that. But you wouldn't make a contract with God in it. You'd make a contract with a thing in it, or a promise of repayment, or something like that. But let your yes be yes and your no be no. Okay? If you say you're not going to do it, don't do it, and let that speak for itself. Okay? You have heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but I say to you, do not resist an evil person. But whoever strikes you on your right cheek, turn to him the other as well. And if anyone sues you in a court of law and takes away your tunic, let him have your cloak too. That means shirt and coat, basically. Okay? If he sues you for your shirt, give him your coat too.
Why would someone sue you for your shirt?
You gotta think, 2,000 years ago, shirts did not come as easily as they do now.
Shirts were probably
Okay.
a lot of money.
It takes a lot of effort to, okay, think about this. Think about this. You have to take a sheep, shave, you have to cut the sheep's hair, separate it into a big pile of loose, frilly fiber, take those and spin them into a long, like a mile-long piece of rope. And then you have to take that and weave it into a piece of cloth. And then you have to take that and make it into a shirt. Now that effort alone would probably take you a week or more. Toby's doing some weaving right now, but he's using yarn from a store that costs like $3 for this big old thing of yarn, and there's probably enough yarn in there to make like a third of a shirt or something. And it still takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time, but it's super cheap. Yarn is super cheap. You can make a shirt worth of yarn for probably like $10, okay? And you'd be able to make a shirt, and it would be, you know,
Weird, but
what if it was an ill-fitting shirt? Okay, I imagine that the first shirt that Toby makes is not going to fit very well. Okay, him or any other human-shaped person. And that's not a criticism on him. The first time you do something, it's gonna be ugly.
messed up.
The first time you paint something, it's gonna look ugly. The first time you write your name, it looks ugly, okay? That's not criticism. But here's the thing. Say that you spent a lot of time practicing and you got really good. Or you went to somebody who did that and you put a lot of money into a handmade shirt. Do you know how much a handmade shirt would cost you?
30.
It's not. No, it is not going to be a $6 shirt from Walmart. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Okay? Because it's going to take you, it would take a good, no, solid, skilled, hey, listen. It would take a skilled craftsperson days to make a shirt from like shearing the wool and spinning the yarn, which you would probably have somebody who's really good at spinning yarn. Hey, they spun all the yarn, put it on skeins for the weaver, and the weaver would weave it into cloth, and then they would take it to a tailor and make it in. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a shirt. So why would somebody sue for a shirt? Well, you have a several $100 shirt you're wearing,
I still don't.
and I go up to you and we get in a fight, and I tear your shirt. I have now ruined hundreds and hundreds of dollars. If I crashed into your car, might you sue me to get your car fixed?
Yeah.
You might. Yeah.
Depending on how
So
it was.
if I am accused of destroying your car, okay, and you sue me for that, I should say, well, you know, I've got this truck too. Do you need a truck? Because I've got I mean, you can have it. That's what Jesus is saying here. If somebody sues you for this thing, give them the accompanying thing too, because cars and trucks aren't great examples, but they're valuable. Like, give them more than what they're asking for. Okay? Does that mean somebody should, you know, if somebody comes up to you and just accuses you of something, should you just give in? No. If they're suing you for your shirt and it's legitimate, yeah, you owe them. That's not something you should fight. Okay? If somebody's trying to wrong you, yes, then you put up a fight. But if you sold a house that had fire damage and you knew it had fire damage and you didn't tell them and then they sue you about it, yeah, you owe them. Okay? That's your fault. You did it. So pay them back and then say, hey, let me fix that damage too. Not only am I going to pay you what I owe you, but I'm going to go above and beyond and I'm going to show you that, no, I really do want to make this right. Okay? So that's what he's saying. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth leaves the whole world blind. Anybody heard that?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all are going to love this. Being like relatively young children, y'all are gonna love this. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Oh man, you do too. You do too, because you don't want to be a jerk, do you? You don't want to be a jerk. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do want to be a jerk. Okay? Like, I've got 4 kids in my house. I have a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old. Now, as you can imagine, there is many times where one of them will take something that the other one feels that belongs to them. Which, does anything belong to y'all?
No.
No.
Yes.
You wear the clothes I give you.
Well,
You wear the clothes I give you.
Unless
You play on the
As
Xbox.
if you actually made it or bought
Well, that's arguable too. They are my property.
it. Yep, they are.
They are my property. They are my responsibility. And if they commit a crime, I'm going to be the one sitting in front of a judge for it. Except in certain cases.
If they're old enough,
Because I'm responsible for them.
and if they're old enough.
It's my responsibility as
they're
their...
21.
If they're 21, they're not my responsibility anymore. But until you turn 18 or 17 or 16 or get emancipated by some right of your own, you are my children. Now, I'm specifically speaking to my children, but you can imagine that your parents are speaking to you.
One child in
No, I have 2.
2. You got 2. You forgot Toby.
Toby and Misty.
Oh!
So, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So you're sitting there, and I had this happen this morning where Madeline wanted a blanket. She was like, I'm cold, I want a blanket. So I went and got her a blanket because I'm a kind father. And so what did she do? But she said, no, I want the kitty cat blanket. Henry had the kitty cat blanket. She wanted the kitty cat blanket.
Meow.
She wanted me to take the kitty cat blanket away from him so that she could have it.
No.
And I refused. And eventually she did accept the green blanket, but no, she didn't. She thought about it. She was definitely pushing, like she was willing to. But we've been it's not really sharing, it's caring. Okay, so y'all are playing, right? You're playing a game and somebody throws a ball while you're not looking and hits you with the ball. Okay?
That happened to her.
Okay. Okay. So you're not looking, all of a sudden, whack, you get hit in the head with the ball. So what do?
You retaliate.
You retaliate. Hey, listen, this will serve you well. If you can just do this 10% of the time, this will serve you well, okay? Somebody hits you with something. They hit you with a stick while they're spinning around like an idiot, okay? And they hit you with a stick, and you go, why I oughta, and you go up and you pop them in the nose, okay? Eye for an eye, right?
Yep.
They just hit you. Tooth for a tooth, right? They just hit you with a stick. You just hit them with your fist. Those things are fairly well balanced. Aggressive acts.
Wait, no, not anyways.
Okay, so let's say you don't punch them. You pick up. Hey. Let's say you don't punch them. Let's say you pick up a stick and you whack them in the head too.
And right?
Then it's kind of cool.
Okay. So now we have an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right?
Yes. Shush.
Hey. Listen. Did you do the right thing?
No.
How do you know that?
Because you're supposed to end the fight, not keep on.
Exactly.
Walk away.
Exactly. Should you walk away? I don't know. Maybe you should. Because if your only options are, I'm gonna hit this dude with a stick,
Yes.
then you walk away. You say, you gotta tell yourself, that's not who I am. I am not somebody who hits other people with sticks. Are you a person who hits other people with sticks?
No. Maybe. Kind of.
You need to work on that. Hey, you need to work on that. Because Jesus did not die for you to go and hit other people with sticks. Okay? You are called.
Why are you using stick as an example?
Well, because if somebody plucked out your eye, you wouldn't go and pluck their eye out. I mean, that example sounds extreme. It sounds. Hey, listen. Stay. Hey, I know y'all are having fun, and I try to be loose with y'all, but try to stay
Yes, sir.
focused, okay? So, an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth is Hammurabi's Code, and that was the very first set of known laws that were written down in such a form as we can find them, okay? Hammurabi's Code said, if you build a house and it collapses, if you build a house for somebody else and it falls down and kills their child, then the punishment for that crime is that they get to kill your child, or the government would kill your child. So that is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you do something in neglect that causes somebody else to lose their eye, if you get in a fight with them and punch them or hit them with a rock and knock a tooth out of their mouth, guess what? They're going to hold you down. They're going to pull a tooth out of your mouth. Okay?
Or probably keep on
That's
fighting
the
you.
punishment. That's the punishment for the crime. And Jesus lived in a time where that was still going on. Girls, I'ma split you up.
There's only 6 girls.
Okay? I'm gonna split you up. Now, so that was happening like regularly around the place. And Jesus said, you know, that's what you've heard it, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I say, no, if somebody hits you and knocks your tooth out, forgive them. Say, hey, I'm sorry that whatever I did was so upsetting to you that you felt the need to punch me. If you need to, punch me again.
Whoa.
If you're so upset with me, hit me again.
Harder.
Okay? Now that right there, if you do it in love, okay? If you do it in love, if you go, I'm so sorry. I wronged you.
Do with friendship.
Go ahead. If you have to,
They're probably like,
if whooping
turn
me,
down.
if whooping me is gonna make you feel better, go ahead.
They'll probably stop right there.
They would probably stop right there. Now, if you go up to them and have an attitude about it, well, no, they're probably gonna hit you.
They won't stop.
Okay? They're probably gonna hit you if you go up to them with an attitude. But if you go up to them in love and say, hey, I honestly, I don't even know what I did. Maybe you do know. Maybe you do. Maybe, hey, what I said was out of line. So if you feel the need to hit me, go ahead. If it'll make you feel better and we can go about our day as friends, go ahead. But I'm sorry. Anytime somebody's mad enough to hit you, that's how you're supposed to come at it.
Yeah, like me.
If they're that mad at you, your siblings, that's why I say this is important for you. Because if your sibling is spinning around with a stick and whacks you with it, you're gonna get in, okay, first off, if you hit them back with a stick, who's getting in trouble?
Probably.
You.
Everybody. Everybody's gonna get in trouble. But if they hit you with a stick, even in the face, big old scratch on your face. Okay? And you go, oh man, okay, look,
She was talking about
you hit me, that hurt me. And they were like, well, whatever, you shouldn't have been standing there, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, that makes me so mad. Why would you hit me and then like pretend it's not even your fault? You hit me with a stick. Don't hit them back.
in the face.
Don't hit them back.
Yell for mom or take the stick away.
You can go tell mom. Absolutely. If you can't handle a situation without getting violent or an attitude, okay, I really don't like it when people are mean to my kids. Okay? Like, I will lose my mind if somebody's being mean to my kids. Now, sometimes you gotta learn, and I'm gonna let them, you know, I'm gonna let them learn how to interact with other people. So sometimes my kids are gonna do things that make them stand out or weird or bother somebody else.
That's Toby.
Yeah, well, it's you too, hun. Okay, sorry. Yeah, y'all. I know. That's why I said sorry.
I'm used to it.
Y'all are all weird, and y'all are all gonna do things that other people are gonna look at and go, what is wrong with you? It's gonna happen, and that's how you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn through that, okay? You're gonna learn. What?
My name's Jeff.
Go sit down. So you're gonna learn from those behaviors you're gonna learn from those situations how to behave in public. Okay? But if somebody's bullying you, actually being mean, okay? I'm not talking about making fun of you because your underwear are on the outside of your pants, okay? I'm not talking about See, now that Riley is borderline getting to being mean to my kid.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes, he can be spastic sometimes. Okay. Yes, he can be a little weird sometimes, but he's funny and he's smart and he knows things. Sometimes he says things that he doesn't know, but I'm not gonna hey, you know what? If you're calling him out on like being a spaz, hey, okay, I'm gonna let you do it because he needs to learn how to act around other people. Okay? But if you're picking on him because you don't like his hair, I'm not gonna stand for that. Because it is my job to protect my kids, okay? I'm not gonna let another adult talk bad to my kid, okay? Now, I might let them chastise him if he's doing something wrong and they call him on it. I'm gonna let that happen, because man, can you imagine somebody you don't know real well coming up to you, an adult in this church, say one who has authority or respect in this church, coming up to you and going, you know you shouldn't be doing that, and you really know you shouldn't be doing that? Can you imagine the shame? Like if your mom said it, you'd be like, oh, okay. But if not Pastor, let's not say Pastor Kelly, but let's say Donna's a good example, or maybe it's Robert and Hannah. He sees you doing something you know you're not supposed to be doing and calls you on it. You think your mom's gonna get mad at him?
Nah.
No. She's gonna be like, thanks for that.
You shrunk down your leg.
I didn't see that. I'm glad you did. Thanks for calling. But you think your mom's gonna be okay with Robert or Hannah or Miss Donna being mean to you? No.
Miss Donna would never be mean to me.
No, because I don't think Miss Donna would ever be mean to any of y'all. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying your parents are going to protect you because that's their job. Okay, but they're also going to let you learn from your mistakes. Okay, I don't know how I got to this point. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
You have to learn from the hard way.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Okay, so if somebody does something and they hurt you, it's okay to go and tell your parents. If you can't handle it, please do go and tell your parents. If you can't handle it in such a way that your parents would go, good job, that's important, okay? I want my kids to handle situations in ways that I go, wow, look, they listened for once. If one of my kids, if one of the little ones listen, if Henry hit Misty with a stick and Misty went, ow, Henry, that hurt. Why'd you do that? And he was like, I was just playing. And she went, that really hurt, Henry. You hurt my feelings. Can you apologize? Asking him for an apology. You think Henry would apologize if he hit you with a stick and you asked him to and you were not, huh? 50-50 chance. You know where that 50-50 lies? In how you ask him. Because I guarantee you if Henry hit any one of y'all and went, ow, Henry, that really hurt. That hurt my feelings. Can you please say you're sorry? He would say he's sorry. He doesn't want to hurt any of y'all.
Yeah,
but if you go, Henry, that was mean. Why do you always hit me with sticks? You need to apologize. He's going to go, nope, and run away.
I'll probably do it again later.
Because of how you approach him. And he's a good example because he knows, he's smart, okay? But he's still gonna tell you no, okay? Whereas if it was Toby might go ahead and say he's sorry, even though he's not really sorry because of the way you act. If you go, Toby, you need to apologize, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sorry.
And he'll be like, sorry. But if you go to him and, ow, you really hurt my feelings. I thought we were better friends than that you did that thing to me. Let's say it's not hitting you with a stick. Let's say it's saying something about you. Okay?
I think we'll never be there.
Okay? My kids are generally speaking kind. So if he said something about you, it's probably some bad habit he learned from me about making fun of somebody because of what they're wearing or something stupid like that. Okay? And that's a fault in me that I'm working on, but my children have still seen me do that. So now we're talking about something real and y'all are paying attention. I appreciate that. Okay? So what if he said something that hurt your feelings? Actually hurt your feelings and not your body. Because we're talking spiritual here, not physical. Because everything that Jesus has been talking about has been, everything in the Beatitudes was spiritual, right? Jesus wasn't telling you to go be hungry for eating Bibles, was he? No, he wasn't. Okay? So here we are he's talking about pain, hurt, getting sued. And we're going to turn it into something spiritual. So, and I'm going to keep using Toby as an example. Y'all, focus your attention. Misty, come sit over here. Okay, now, we're going to talk about something, and I'm going to keep using Toby as an example if that's okay.
Yay!
Okay, so Toby says something that hurts one of you girls' feelings. Actually hurts your feelings. Let's say he says something oh man, may I speak about you?
No!
Yeah.
You can speak for me.
Okay, Alexa, may I speak about you? Okay, now, Alexis is adopted. Okay, she lives with her grandparents. Okay, kids, pay attention. Alexis is adopted. She lives with her grandparents. She knows her mom and dad, but she lives with her grandparents. Okay, Toby's mom is adopted. Okay, and Toby has heard his mother speak a lot of things. Now let's say that Toby is talking about something that he feels like he knows about, so he says something about adoption around Alexis, and now Alexis is going, that is not me. That's not my case. And she gets hurt on the inside. Did Toby physically assault her? No. Did he say something to hurt her?
Yes.
Did he say something to hurt her? No. But did he hurt her?
Yes.
Yes. So if Alexis you're going to talk to me about that? Well, I'm going to talk to you, and I can't think of a reverse example where Alexis could say something to hurt Toby's feelings
Because
on purpose. Now maybe she could, okay? But here's the thing. If Alexis goes up to Toby and says, Toby, that really hurt my feelings what you said about adoption, because I'm adopted and I have something totally different, but that really hurt my feelings because what you said offended me.
there's a 99% chance she wouldn't say that.
Maybe not. She might just haul off and hit him, which
Yes.
okay, tooth for tooth. You can't find something to emotionally hit him with, so you physically hit him. Okay, yeah, we're gonna call that tooth for tooth, okay? Maybe she'll just be angry about it. Maybe she'll just be angry about it. Maybe she'll just be like, I'm gonna avoid Toby now because he's a jerk. Was Toby trying to be a jerk?
Maybe.
No. And we're gonna assume that Toby was not being malicious about it, okay? We're gonna assume that maybe Toby thought what he was saying was helpful.
No.
Or no, it happens. It happens. And so Alexis should go up to him and be like, hey, that's not my experience. See, what I've got is totally different. And while what you said may be valid, please stop kicking the camera. What you're saying may be valid in certain situations. It's not valid for all situations. So I'd appreciate it if you didn't say stuff like that. Okay? That is a huge step that an adult would look at and go, wow, I cannot believe she just handled that situation so well. Would Toby apologize for having offended you? Absolutely. If he's not going to be so obtuse as to think that he's always right in this situation, which I've seen him do, okay? If he in his self says, well, she's coming up to me saying I hurt her, I must have hurt her. I shouldn't say things like that if they're going to hurt people. Maybe I need to adjust how I respond to situations. That's real. That can happen. And you can change not only what just happened, which is one person doing something that ends a friendship, okay? Like y'all might not be the best of friends, but y'all play together and stuff when y'all come over to the house. Like, that could end something like that. where you're like, I'm not even going to be in the same room. I'm just going to, whatever, not going to talk to him because he's a jerk. When he wasn't trying to be a jerk, maybe he was trying to be helpful. And I'm not saying this, this has nothing to do with these two kids that I'm talking about. This is an example of how something like this might happen. So if you go, he offended me, now I'm going to hurt him, that's it. It's done. Y'all's friendship might as well be over. Okay? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe y'all can get over it. But if you go, hey, what you said hurt. Here's my experience. I'm going to give you my, you're asking for my shirt. Okay, I'm going to give you my jacket too. Okay? Like, you hurt me by hitting me. If you're that hurt, let me give you the other side. Let me give you more than what you're asking for. Okay? And then you can come to a place where people know you. And people care about people they know. So I think that might be enough about that.
I don't think in this day and age someone would appreciate you giving them their shirt.
And that's why I had to turn it into cars earlier. Okay?
My family's nothing like that.
It could be, but it could be. Your family is nothing like that because your family doesn't have examples of that.
No, when my baby sister, if she ever hit me with it, I would grab it for her, push her a tiny bit, and then she'd fall on the floor on purpose up by herself.
Okay, and your baby sister's a baby.
She's 4 years old.
She's still a baby. 4 years old is a baby. 7 years old is still a baby. Okay?
My mom would give the baby to my house.
Now, I think, Joseph, how old are you?
9.
You're 9? Okay. I think y'all, 9's the youngest I got in here.
Oh, man.
Okay, I got 9-year-olds. That's the youngest I got. 7 years old is still young enough where they're going to do stupid things. Okay?
8-year-old.
None of y'all, hey, I don't think any of y'all are going to accidentally fall off the table. If you climbed up on the table, unless you were being really, really silly, which then it's your own fault. But like, I've seen kids fall off tables, sitting there and just fall. Okay? Like, that's a baby. That's a baby. And you can't judge a baby by an adult standard. And y'all are not adults, but that's completely irrelevant. That's Cole, that's completely irrelevant. Okay, so no, your family can be like that. Okay? Now I know you got your baby sister, and you got a brother living in the house too?
He's in Abilene right now, but he always scratches me.
Okay, so if the interactions that y'all have always been, you hit me with a stick, I'm gonna hit you with a stick,
Nope.
Guess what your next interaction is gonna be? I hit you with a stick? Cause you're gonna hit people with sticks, kids. Listen, you're gonna hit people with sticks. You can replace the hit people and the stick with any number of ways that you could hurt somebody, and it's gonna happen. You're gonna say something, you kids are gonna say things to me that hurts my feelings, and I'm a grown man. Okay? And you're not going to do it. I don't think you're going to do it on purpose. And if you did, woe unto you, because I will make your life really unpleasant. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. Because I know all of your parents.
But you know my parents.
I know your parents. Okay. Yeah, I know all of your parents. Except you. You're new. But so here's the thing. You're gonna hit people with sticks. Okay? Sometimes you're going to do it on purpose. Sometimes you're going to do it on accident. Okay? Sometimes you're going to be mad and you're going to do something and you're going to hurt somebody. Sometimes you're going to say something and not know that you're hurting somebody. Sometimes you're going to swing around wildly with a stick in your hand and you're just going to whack somebody. It's going to happen. Okay?
What if someone had an axe in their hand?
Okay, look. Hear the broader... Hey, sit down. Hear the broader thing that I'm saying. Do not focus on sticks, okay? Okay? Don't focus on the stupid apple. Focus on the wider concept of apple trees in general, okay? Okay, now, so you're gonna hurt people. Understand that. You're not perfect. Okay? So if you want me to have compassion on you, if you want me to forgive you when you say something that hurts my feelings, or maybe you say something that I think relates to one of my kids, and I think now you're talking bad about one of my kids, like that's gonna hurt my feelings because I love my kids and I love y'all too, and I don't want there to be contention between y'all. So let's say that happens. You want me to have compassion on you, right? You want me to go up to you and be like, man, that hurt my feelings what you said. What?
Stop looking at me.
Stop sitting in the middle of the room. Go sit over there. Okay. Okay, stop. Sit down. Be quiet. Okay? Now, if you want me to have compassion on you in that moment where you might have offended me, it's a lot easier for me if I've seen that you have compassion on me. What?
When she hits me on purpose.
No. Even if she hits you on purpose. Now, your brother's a better example because he's like your age, right? Give or take?
No, he's 12 years old.
And you're how old?
I'm 10.
That's pretty much your age. Okay.
He's 12.
That's much closer than 10 and 4. She's less than half your age. He's only 20% older. Okay, so, hey. How many of you want to not like me?
What? What'd you say?
How many of you want to not like me?
It depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
Hey! There are moments.
Yeah, I have my moments, right? I have my moments where you're like, gosh, did Derek really just say that?
Or you.
Ooh, did Derek forget about? Okay. So let's think about. But do you want to like me or not like me?
Enjoy the presents.
Okay. Think about that. Is there anybody in this room that you actively want to dislike? You're like, that person is so bad, I just want them to, like, I want to cause them pain, I want to cause them trouble. That you think they're that bad?
No.
You think they're that bad? Are they so unloved by God that they deserve for you to treat them that way?
No. I'm only raising my hand because she raised
God
her
loves
hand.
everyone.
Well, that's ridiculous.
God loves everyone. Derek, remember last Sunday?
Yeah.
I was the only one.
Yes, and I picked on you a lot. Okay, so hey, focus back up here. Focus back up here. Okay, so y'all don't want to dislike me. Okay, and I got to remember where I'm going with this. Okay. So when I see you do something that hurts me, I should come up to you and not hurt you, but to give you compassion and give you the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, look, what you did hurt me, and give you an opportunity to make it better, right? If I didn't like you and I was like, oh, I just want you, I don't like you, you're annoying, you interrupt me constantly, you say things that are out of line all the time, I see you being mean to other kids, okay? Am I going to give you that benefit of the doubt? Am I going to say what they said that hurt me, they did on purpose because I don't like them, because they're mean? Like, but if I see you going around and like apologizing when you make a mistake, if you said something and you saw my face and you went, oh, did I say something wrong? I'm sorry. Even that right there. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm going to say they're not a bad person. They're not a bad person. Maybe they just don't understand how I feel. Maybe they don't understand because, there's a lot of girls in here, and girls and guys do think differently.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh.
Girls and guys respond to things differently.
Yeah.
Think differently.
They do. They do think differently. So if there's a guy and you think he's just a jerk, and he's just a jerk all the time, and he says stupid stuff, and maybe he makes fun of you.
My brother.
Maybe he makes fun of you. You know why he makes fun of you?
Because he doesn't like me.
No, well, no. Because his dad, who is his model for how he should act, probably makes fun of people a lot.
No. My dad does not do that. He got that from me.
Like, I learned from my dad to make fun of people. Even people I love and care about. Okay? So, yeah, I might make a
Or your friend's influence on you.
I might make a joke. Yeah, well, a lot of y'all don't have a lot of y'all don't have the same dynamics that I had growing up. But I learned from my dad that my dad would make fun of me about anything in front of anyone. My dad would make fun of me. Okay? If I threw up in public, my dad would make fun of me for that.
Oh, yeah. My
Okay?
I would never.
And so my version hey, listen. So in my version of life, it was okay to make fun of people that you love about, even if it's intensely emotionally upsetting to them that they're being made fun of for this particular thing. Okay?
Yeah,
Like that was what I was shown was okay. Now, is it okay for me to make fun of you about something that happened to you and do it in a public setting in front of people that you might care about? No, it's not. And it has taken me a long time. I'm working on that still. I still might make fun of you at some point. And I will tell you right now, I'm sorry. Okay? I stop myself all the time, and I still have the jokes happen in my head. I'm really good at it. I'm really good at making fun of you.
I know.
Okay? Now, sometimes it's fun, and sometimes I can make fun of you and play and be lighthearted about it, and that can be okay. Okay? But there are things that are okay, and there are things that are not okay. So, if I make a joke about you, please don't think that I'm doing it on purpose. Okay? I'm accidentally kinda hurting you. Even though I know what I'm doing and sometimes I know it's wrong. You know what? Tell me that I hurt you. Don't just get mad at me. Please, I'm asking you now, don't just get mad at me. Because I'm not doing it to hurt your feelings. But that situation right there that I just described applies to so many things throughout your life. When somebody does something and you're like, oh, that was a jerk move they just did. Talk to them about it. Say, hey, what you did hurt my feelings. And that situation can get better. Act in a way that your parents would look at and go, good job there. Even if it means walking away instead. Okay?
Just walk away.
Just walk away. If you have to. If that's all you can do. If all you can do is call somebody a name or hit them with a stick or walk away, walk away. I would much rather my children come to me and say, Henry just threw a toy car at me. And I will get up. Won't I get up and solve it?
Yeah, probably.
Can I make it perfect? No, I can't make it perfect, but I can make Henry realize that what he did was wrong and hurtful and make him apologize. And I can make it as best as I can make it, but I guarantee you I'm going to make it better than you hitting him with a car. Okay? Now, I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to move on. Okay. Love your enemies. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who... Hey! Stop. Stop being distracted. Stop disrupting other people. Do I need to make one of you move? Okay. You have heard it said that you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Listen. That you may be the sons of your Father who is in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brothers only, what are you doing more than the others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore be perfect, even as your Father who is in heaven is perfect. Now, what did I say? Sum it up for me in some manner.
I don't know.
Anything. What did I say?
Like
Hmm?
how?
Be thankful for people.
Okay, like how? So Henry is.
No. No, what did I just read out of the Bible?
Be thankful for
Eye
people.
to eye to.
Were you in the were we in the same room?
Eye to eye to.
No, that was last time. Okay.
Love your enemy.
You have heard it said that you should love your neighbor and hate your enemy, but I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. What did I just say?
You said that we should be kind to the people who are mean to us, even though.
That's enough. Be kind to the people who are mean to you. That's what Jesus just said. Because look at this page. This is a nice page. It's entirely in red.
Dang.
Okay? All of this are the words of Jesus. Now, so, be kind to those who are mean to you. That's what Jesus just said. Yeah, everybody else says be nice to those who are nice to you and mean to those who are mean to you. But I'm telling you, be nice to everybody. Even those who purposefully go out of their way to persecute you. Even that girl in school, which I know like most of y'all are homeschooled. Even that girl in school who purposefully comes up to you and trips you in the hallway. If she drops her books, go ahead and pick them up for her. Okay? Trying to put this into perspective for y'all. Now I'm going to read more. I'm going to read more. That you may be the sons of your Father who is in heaven, for he makes the sun rise on the evil and on the good. What does God do?
Rise the spiritual and the evil and good.
Sun. Rise the sun.
Ow.
God brings the sun up and shines it on the good people's crops, and he shines it on the evil people's crops. Okay? Imagine that you survived on what grew in your yard.
Ooh.
Okay? You have a garden in your backyard and you survived. You couldn't go to the grocery store and buy food. You had to survive on what grew. Okay? God rises the sun on your yard, your Christian family's yard, and the atheist family's yard next to you. He rises the sun over both y'all's houses.
Catholic.
And when it rains, it rains on your garden and it rains on his garden. In this situation, the rain is good. God blesses the just and the unjust. God blesses the righteous and God blesses the wicked. That is not karma.
Carmen Sandiego.
What is karma? Who knows the idea of karma?
Payback.
Getting payback from something you did wrong.
Y'all are so negative. What's karma?
Karma is good things happen to people who do good, and bad things happen to people who do bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do good, get good. Do bad, get bad.
Okay, you said the exact same thing she said, but you said it with less words. Okay. No, it is you get what's coming to you. You get what's coming to you. Do you want to get what's coming to you?
Yes,
This
and
room
no.
entirely filled with sinners. Do you want what you've earned?
No.
No, you don't. Okay? So, God blesses the good and the bad. Now, please pay attention. For if you love those who loves you, what reward do you have? Who here loves people who loves them? Raise your hand if you love the people who love you.
Me, like my mom.
Raise your hand if you hate the people who hate you.
Well, halfway.
Yeah, so sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so who here says hi to their friends?
In a real weird way.
Do you know that everyone says hi to their friends?
At least
No. Some people
Even
can't speak.
the
Mute.
You made him.
they do this.
I love y'all. I would have never gone to mute. Okay, no, we're talking about spiritually here. Okay, so we're talking about the just and the unjust. We're talking about the righteous and the unrighteous, right? God blesses the righteous and the unrighteous.
We're all the same to him.
God, are you supposed to be like them or her or him? Are you supposed to be like that or are you supposed to be better? Who is kicking the camera?
That was me. It was an accident.
Go sit over here. Okay. So, God blesses the good and the bad, and you're supposed to be righteous like Jesus, who is God. Did Jesus only heal Jews? Because Jesus was a Jew, he wasn't Christian. Okay, Christ was not Christian. We are supposed to be like Christ. So, did he only heal Jews?
No.
No. In fact, when the centurion came up to him and said, please heal my servant, and Jesus said, yeah, take me to him. And the centurion said, no, I'm not worthy that you should even be in my house. I am too lowly to have you set foot in my house. Jesus said, I haven't seen faith like this in Israel. He said, your servant's already healed. Your servant will be healed before you get home. Okay? Jesus blessed anybody who came up and asked. Okay? He blessed people that told him to go away. When he came up to I can't remember the city he came up to, but there was a graveyard, a cemetery right by the entrance to the city, and when Jesus came up, there were the two crazy people who were infested with demons, and they were like running around naked and cursing people and yelling at people.
Why were they running around?
Because they were inhabited by demons. Okay, listen to everything I say. Please. When you're sitting there talking, it's hard for you to listen, and then all you hear me say is naked. Okay? So Jesus walked up and they said, why are you here, Lord? Are you here to curse us before your time? Okay, they were telling him, we don't want you. Get away from me. And he still blessed those people. Okay? So God will bless you. He will bless the good and he will bless the bad people. Okay? And so this is saying, are you supposed to be like this or like this? Okay? No, everybody loves those people who love them. The heathens, the pagans, they love the people who love them. The heathens and the pagans, they'll say hi to their friends. But no, you're called to say hi to everybody. You're called to say, like, if you see some, yes, even the Catholics. Okay, please don't do that. You don't even fully understand. You don't fully understand what you're saying when you say that. It's really easy for me to make fun of Catholics because of what they believe. Okay? But at the same time, it's very easy for a Catholic to make fun of you for what you believe. Okay? So unless you're willing to put forth, hey, kids, please stop talking. Okay, so unless you can put forth a very solid argument and back it up by scripture, don't make fun of somebody for what they believe. Okay? You're supposed to love everybody, even the Catholics. Okay?
Everyone.
Okay? Jesus is saying right here,
Just love them.
Jesus is saying right here, you get nothing. You get no credit for saying hi to your friends. You get no credit. You're not a good person because you love people who love you. You are a good person because you love people who are mean to you. You get credit for saying hi to the people nobody else will say hi to. Jesus hung out with, and a lot of times in the Bible, you'll hear about publicans, not Republicans, but publicans, which is tax collectors, people who work for the government. Who knows about the IRS?
What's the IRS?
I've heard it.
It's the Internal Revenue Service, and nobody likes the IRS because they take money out of your paycheck. Okay? That's these people. That's the tax collectors. And Jesus said even the tax collectors are nice to people who love them. Jesus went to eat with prostitutes and tax collectors. And people said, look at him. He's a sinner. He's drinking with...
One of his disciples of tax collectors?
Yes, Matthew. I'm pretty sure it was Matthew. Was a tax collector. And he went up to Matthew and he was like, you're better than this. And Matthew got up from his job and walked away. He got up and left. Oh. I need to start bringing water or something. So, you get no credit for being nice to your friends. If you and your friends all collectively make fun of somebody, You're not a good person.
Because you're only being kind to your friends.
You're only being kind to your friends. Oh, I don't make fun of them because they're my friend. Because we're all in the same clique.
He's not my friend.
No, he's your brother. So,
Much more
so.
this.
You are called to be nice to those who are mean to you. Okay, Jesus died for who?
Us. The world.
Just y'all?
All
His,
equal.
the world.
The world. Jesus died for the world.
Sheep.
Did Jesus die for Asians?
No. Yeah.
No.
We're
Asians are people from Asia.
Raise your hand who said no.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Did Jesus die for Africans? Okay. Did Jesus die for? Okay. Here. Listen. Listen.
You gotta put everyone so you.
Y'all are not listening. Okay? If you're not gonna listen, you should just go sit with your parents. Okay? If you're not gonna listen, go sit with your parents. Okay? Did Jesus die? He died for the world. So he died for Asians, he died for Africans. Did he die for Christians?
Yeah.
Yes. Mexican.
Did he die for Catholics?
Yeah.
Did he die for the Jews?
Yes.
Did he die for atheists?
Yes.
Okay, so if Jesus was willing to die, and remember, when I say Jesus died, don't in your head go, Jesus died on a cross. It's not. Jesus died on a cross. It is, Jesus was captured in the middle of the night. He was captured by Roman guards in the middle of the night. He was drug off. He was strapped to a post sticking out of the ground. You know those metal posts they have sticking up out of the ground to like keep cars from driving into Walmart?
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus was tied to one of those and was beaten. Listen,
I broke the wire.
he was beaten with a whip. Actually, it was a whip with a bunch of ends. It had a.
glass screws and everything else.
I'll teach the class. He was flailed, okay? And that's basically a short whip with things on the end of it, spikes and stuff on the end of it. And he was whipped. And he wasn't just whipped like your dad may have spanked you with a belt, okay? And I'm not even talking about the kids who were beaten, okay? I'm not even talking about the kids who were beat with a belt so bad they couldn't walk later. I'm talking about he was beat so hard by Roman guards, Roman flailers, okay, people whose job was to beat people with a whip, okay. He wasn't just beat by them. He was beat so hard that they had to take turns beating him. Okay? This is not, oh, he was whooped like I've been whooped. Okay? This is, he had chunks of skin missing. There were bits of bone exposed on his back from where he was beaten so badly. Okay? Grown warriors had to take turns beating him. And then they gave him a big old cross to carry. And they put the crown of thorns on his head, which in itself would be painful. Okay? Probably not as bad as getting scourged. But then they gave him a big old cross and made him carry it across town. After having been whipped, he's got chunks of muscle missing from his back. And he's got, like, I know some of y'all won't walk if you step on a thorn. Okay? You'll sit there and put your foot up in the air like, I can't walk, I need a Band-Aid. Okay? Like, no. He's getting a cross put on him that he's about to get nailed to, and they're whipping him for falling.
Listen.
They're whipping him for falling. And he carries this thing all the way outside of town, and they lay him down on it, and they drive spikes into him, and then pick him up in the air, and he's hanging, okay, by spikes, okay? Any of y'all ever stepped on a nail and had it go through your foot? I'm surprised that one of y'all has. Okay? Like, we're talking about your entire body weight being hung on metal spikes shoved through your wrists and your feet. And he's hanging and he's dangling because why? He's exhausted. First off, he was up all night. Secondly, he's suffering an extensive amount of blood loss from being whipped like that. Thirdly, he's been whipped like that, okay? And then he carried this thing, having already been exhausted and losing blood. He carried this thing all the way out there, and now he's nailed to it, okay? And he can't breathe because it's hard to breathe like this, okay? And so he has to pick himself up to breathe, okay? That's the death that Jesus died for atheists. He didn't just die that for you. He died that for everybody. Okay? That's the extent that he went to secure your ability to say, God, I give myself to you. I know that I fall short and I'm a sinner and I will never be able to live up to the standard that Jesus lived up to. Jesus never sinned. Jesus never spoke against his parents. Jesus never ate bacon. Jesus never lied about somebody. Hey, Jesus never lied about anybody. Jesus always spoke the truth to people. Okay? Jesus did not ever look at a woman in lust. Okay? Jesus never wanted something that somebody else had. Jesus never did any of the things in the Bible that are a sin. Jesus stood uncondemnable. And yet he still went to the cross for you. He didn't have to. He didn't deserve it. He didn't earn it. He gave himself voluntarily. He was standing in the garden knowing that because he's God, knowing that he's about to get captured. And he said, guys, come on, stay up, just pray with me. Just pray with me. We're done. This is it. We just ate, don't you remember we just ate dinner together? I just told you I won't eat or drink again until I come back. Just stay up here and pray with me. It's almost done. It's almost done, guys. And they all fell asleep. How many kids I got in here? 3, 6, 9, 12. I got 12 of y'all in here right now. And I said, come on, kids, just pray with me for an hour. Just pray with me. And he went off to pray by himself, and he came back, and they're all asleep. And guys, get up. Get up. You don't realize how important this is. These are his people. These are not everybody. These are not atheists. These are not people. These are can you unlock the door? It's over? Okay. And these are his give me a couple more minutes, kids. These are his closest friends. These are the people who have been following him around for years, and they couldn't stay up and pray with him. And then when the guards finally come up and one of those people betrays him, one of his people betrayed him, and Peter chopped off one of the soldiers' ears. He chopped off his ear. Because he's trying to defend his king, his Lord, Jesus. He's defending Jesus from those who are coming to kill him. And Peter attacked him with a sword. That's an apostle doing it. That's his disciple. And what did Jesus do? Jesus healed the man. Jesus put his hand on his ear and healed the wound that his disciple had just created. Why? Because he loved that soldier so much. It's not about him. He could have gotten away. Jesus got away many times from people who were trying to hurt him. But he didn't. He went willfully. He stood in front of Pontius Pilate. And Pilate said, hey, just tell me I know you're not accused. You didn't do the things that they're telling me you did. So just tell me you didn't do it and I'll let you go. And Jesus said, if you're saying I did it, I did it. He said, just tell me and I'll let you go. And Jesus was like, I'm not from here. This is not my thing. Let's do this. Why? Because it had to be done. Because it had to be done. And maybe that's what we should go over, is why did it have to be done? Okay? Like, Jesus died voluntarily for you. So while I hope I built that up enough just now to let you know that you need to be nice to people who are mean to you. If Jesus can go through all of that for somebody who's only going to curse his name, then you can be nice to somebody who's wearing an ugly jacket. You can say hi to somebody who never combs their hair. Okay? I know you've recognized people who never comb their hair. People at school, people wherever, and you're like, they never dress right. Oh, they don't take care of themselves. Oh, they say weird stuff all the time. Nobody's their friend. Ew, nobody's their friend. You be their friend. Be their friend. It's easy to be nice to the cool kids. It's easy to hang out with the cool kids.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes, I know. I know for a fact. I went to I knew way cooler kids than you've ever met. I went to a much bigger school. And I dated the captain of the drill team. I was friends with all the leaders in ROTC. I had English classes. I had Nick, the leading, the first line. Y'all done?
There's 3 more.
No, I was friends with the coolest kids in school. I wasn't cool, but they were friends with me, and so it's easy to be their friends because they're cool, okay? But they're not the ones you're called to be friends with. You're called to be friends with the weird kids who can't keep friends, okay? So, but you got parents coming to get y'all, so.
We have different.
I want you to say